Iran, man. Sad to say, it's about to go down over there very, very heavy. You know, people then, they've been waiting and waiting and shit to that time where they about to do something very, very ugly over there in the Middle East. And they done got to the point because they was always plotting to. Before we get started, make sure you get over there to Patreon. Join Patreon General SETI. The link right down in the video description. 600 exclusive videos, too raw for YouTube, ancient Africa, Egypt, the occult, black power politics. Ain't nothing like it, family. Join today. So they've been over there bombarding Iran, but they about to take it up a notch. They about to take it up a couple notches, 2, 3 notches. They talking that what they've been doing thus far is attacking military installations, but they about to do something they're gonna escalate this war on a level that people ain't gonna wanna, they ain't gonna want to stomach what's about to happen over there, man. They ain't gonna want to stomach about what's about to happen over there. They saying that they about to take it to Tehran, that they're gonna run, they going straight to the capital. They didn't start to taking more planes over there, and they about to hit that infrastructure real hard, man. And ain't no telling where they about to go with this. You know, it's and I say, and a lot of people saying, well, the United States is beating and this that. Now I'm not saying this because I'm in any, I'm rooting for no particular side, because I'm not. I really don't give a goddamn about these Neanderthals. But for the sake of this being a global catastrophe, what could happen over there could affect everybody on the planet, especially if they get the bombing on the level that they talking about bombing, because they ready to take the gloves off on them people over there. You know what I'm saying? And so them motherfucking mullahs and them, them damn, which is that religious sector of Iranian society, they've been asking for it for a long time. And this is a war that's been going on for a minute now. If you understand Alexander versus Darius, the Romans versus the Persians, even the Greeks, when you watch the movie 300, where the Persians, at one point in time, you people got to understand this. At one point in time, the Persians was the big dog. And you could watch on goddamn the 300, where they was coming over there kicking ass. They didn't conquer Greece, but they sure put their ass under a lot of pressure. So at one time, man, the Persians had taken over Turkey all the way to, I think they had went to India. And so, but Alexander came out there and punished their ass. You know what I'm saying? Alexander the Fake. He went over there and punished their ass. But this is a war that been going on, and if people understand that, that these two areas have been competing for global control for a very long time, and but neither this, but nevertheless, when we talk about Iran just recently, they've been beefing. I remember when I was young and they bombed that damn barracks over there in Beirut, and they killed about 200 or some Marines over there in that barrack over there. They drove a fucking truck full of explosives into the fucking compound and killed over 200 some Marines. So, they've been looking to put hands on goddamn Iran for a long time. They've been looking to put hands on Iran for a long time. And so they was thinking that after knocking, the supreme leader off, that, in just waves of their ass, they knocked off the and I didn't know that, but I seen this picture But this guy was the damn president of Iran about, man, he was about 15 years ago. They knocked his ass off too. They knocked his ass off. So they knocked a whole lot of people off. But this shit ain't gonna end. It ain't gonna end. You know, it ain't gonna end because it's Islamic and them damn Muslims, they ain't laying down like that. You know, they see this as a holy war, a jihad. You know, but you know, they ain't ride. This ain't no damn horseback and motherfucking swords and shit. These motherfuckers got some heavy, heavy shit. They got some heavy, heavy shit. And they about to put it on their ass, you know, and people been celebrating and shit in Iran. Man, they just ain't open because a lot of people knew that what the United States was talking about doing to their ass was literally off the chain. You know, the type of shit that they could drop over there is off the chain, you know, and people keep it, you know, but at the same time, Iran is, you know, they in the fight too. They in the fight too. So if you're gonna fight with a motherfucker, you know, equipped with that type of artillery, you have to be prepared to feel the pain or back the fuck out of it. And so that's on you. I don't give a goddamn. If you want to fight the fight and you think you can win the fight, go ahead, fight. But goddamn it, when that shit get to hitting over there, and they about to really, they starting to ramp up, man. So you know the gloves is about to come off over there, and so ain't no telling. And them, you know, I seen that they made a deal with Saudi Arabia on some nuclear shit. You know, where they talking about giving them nuclear plants and shit. Well, that's just like a setup. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime they set up a nuclear plant, you damn near 2 steps from making the nuclear bomb. Because all the elements in the nuclear plant is damn near, you know, the process of making the bomb. It's just some, you know, an extra step past that where you take the material that come out of the nuclear reactor and you take it through a few more processes. You process that shit and get it up to a higher grade, and you ready to put that shit on a nuclear warhead. But all of that take a process too. You can, you know, all of that take technology, but you moving in that direction. So I mean, you got the Israelis and shit, and if they give Saudi Arabia that, so what you well the Russians already done built nuclear plants in Iran. That's why they so close to fucking getting the bomb, because you know that's they slick way of fucking getting that country, you know, closer and closer to being able to get nuclear bombs. So Russia started that shit. They went over there and built them damn nuclear plants in Iran. Now the United States want to balance the scale. And so that, you know, all that gonna do is cause when it go down, you gonna have 3, 4, 5 countries with nuclear material over there. And you gonna see a lot of death if they get to shooting that shit off. Cause ain't no coming back from no nuclear bomb. Ain't no coming back from no shit like that. It ain't. You know, and that shit, man, be fucking with the planet. When they be dropping them nuclear bombs, that shit be fucking with the planet. That's how powerful that shit is. That shit fucks with the rotation of the earth and every fucking thing. And so when they drop one bomb and they could tell that the earth, the fucking you know, the degrees how the earth was spinning, man, it fucking tilted the earth, you know, some degrees in the other fucking direction. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it fucked the rotation of the earth up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fuck around and crack the mantle on this motherfucker, man. And it's gonna be, and they gonna unleash some shit from up under that. And that's why all these fucking earthquakes is happening the way that they doing, because of a lot of shit that they doing to this earth. taking all that oil up out the fucking earth. That's, that lubricates, them tectonic plates, just like the gears in your car. When you put that oil in there, it lubricates and keep the engine, moving smoothly. But when you suck all the oil out of the earth, and them damn tectonic plates, when they run and ain't no oil in there, that shit get to grinding and shit. You see what I'm saying? So, you're going to have way more violent earthquakes and shit. And then you talking about under the ocean and that shit grinding, and you're going to have tsunamis come up. Yeah, when they be having them earthquakes under the goddamn, when they be having them goddamn earthquakes up under the ocean, depending on how strong them motherfuckers is, they could cause tsunamis and floods and all kind of shit. So we in some trying days now, family. And so you got to be on the lookout. Make sure y'all get over there to Patreon. Exclusive material. Stacked up. Woo! Ain't nothing but raw shit. You know what I'm saying? If y'all like it raw, Patreon General SETI is the place to be. We got it all for you. We got the history, the occult, the black political, everything, the hip hop, but it's coming from where you niggas can't stomach it on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Because we ain't got no time to put no cut on the truth. We got to drop that shit like it's supposed so it goes straight to the soul. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway. Oh yeah, they ain't gonna lose because if they lose to Iran, we're gonna come back. If they lose to Iran, they could give it up on China. You know what I'm saying? So they about to make an example out of Iran. They gonna make an example out of 'em. They probably waiting on this political process so they know that they got that midterm elections in place and that they could do what the fuck they want to because they're gonna have all the numbers in the Senate and the House that where they could vote in anything they want to move through the Congress. They got enough people in that, in the House and in the Senate to pass anything Donald Trump want, and they gonna bomb them motherfuckers back into the Stone Age. It's gonna be a lot of death in Iran. But anyway, family, we're going to talk about it a little more as we move on. I'll see y'all in a minute. KingSeti.com, General SETI, one stop on Etsy, man. Get you something, family. We got something nice. See you in a minute. Black Pop.